just too young to realize that another class of people was somewhere just below. One more reason for my mama's hungry eyes.
Just because.
Mama never had the luxury she wanted, but it wasn't 'cause my daddy didn't try.
Afternoon. We're back at Rockin' It Pops, and I put some beads on here. They're gonna make noise, and we'll take them off. And today we have a artist segment. Good friend of ours, Erin Enderlin, brought her out here a couple years ago, and we just kind of hung on to her. And you know, we like to let her come in every once in a while, and you know, send us a good song. You know, a good old sad country song. She's from Texas, but I'll let you tell her more about it. Looks like she's walking up the sidewalk right now. Come on in, tell Pops about it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see
Good
you.
to see you too. And
You've been traveling a lot lately? What you been up to?
I have been. Well, I'm 5'2" last time I checked.
Okay.
So that's everything I'm up to. But no, I have been. I just got back from Europe.
Oh.
Spent a month in Europe. Been home about a week and a half. But
Home. So where's home?
I just moved to Nashville.
You did?
I did.
Oh,
I just moved.
well, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Waco, Texas.
10-4.
But I've lived in Oklahoma and Missouri and lived in Kentucky sort of for a couple months.
Are you one of those traveling gypsy types they tell us about?
Yeah, I got about 18 good months in me as an adult, and then it's about time for me to move.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful to spend more time than that here.
Yeah. Well, we want you to stay a little longer than 18 months.
We'll see.
Unless you're on tour somewhere, and we understand that, but we'd like to have you around town for a while.
I'm really, again, I've been here. I came here the 1st of September, so about 6 weeks, but of those 6 weeks, I think I've been here 9 days or something. So
right.
It doesn't really quite count yet, but.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and let you come in. You can be a Nashvilleian now.
Yeah.
You got the sound. A little Texas. It's a little south for here, but that's okay. We'll take it. Erin Enderlin brought you out here a couple years ago, and we had a bunch of people come in, and we cooked barbecue, and y'all sang your little hearts out, and all night long. And man, what a great thing that was. Since you've been in Nashville, who are the people that have really extended themselves to you? Like, here, I've already done this. You don't have to do that. Let's.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I mean, Erin has been great about that since the moment I've known her. So she's definitely a friend. And one of those 9 days, I got to watch her play at the Opry over there.
Oh yeah.
That night.
Yeah, that was the best Opry I'd seen in a long time. We've been to a lot of Opry shows, but Jamie and Erin got up there a couple of times, and just, man, to watch her grow from 2013 to now is freaking amazing.
Yeah, she's great. That Give My Love to Rose is just like,
yeah,
she just murders that song. But yeah, Rodney Crowell was on that later that night too. That was cool. So she's been wonderful, and I'll be truthful. Like I've been threatening to come here a while.
Yeah.
So I've kind of been. Sonny Sweeney's been great about like, let me know if you need anything. And my friend Caitlin Butts is like, she was really sweet. I just texted her 2 days ago, like, I finally freaking did it, you know, because I've been talking about it forever.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to be sure that I had, you know, a foothold. It's a town full of you know, everybody sings, everybody writes, and
they say it takes 10 years once you get here.
I'm behind, I'll tell you that. But I put 12 years in on the circuit, so I'm hoping some of those count.
So you're already 2 years ahead. So you're just going to come in and hopefully down the road do big things.
I hope so. I've played off and on here. I try to play here once a quarter. I have not always achieved that, but for the last 3 years, so I did the Bluebird last year, and played the listening room, and Third and Lindsley in the basement. You were in the
Yeah,
basement.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was a rough day for me.
Sure.
Jamie Minton took care of me that night, though.
Yeah. What a gem.
Shout out to Jamie Minton. He's a good guy, and his family's good too. DW's all right too, I guess. If you want to throw him in there,
No.
you know.
They're
I'm sure he'll have a certain phrase to say, and it ends in Parker, but I can't say the first part on here.
I'm certain that you're right about that.
Yeah.
No, they have just all been wonderful. Jamie, the night that I came out here, I was driving my mom's HHR, and it was just full of all of my stuff, and I had this, for whatever reason, I was traveling with this pink Red Ryder pellet gun, and I don't know, it's laid across the back, you know.
Is that
kind of
self-defense?
Yeah, that was it, I guess.
Right.
I think that I've been given it as a Christmas present, and I've just been in my car that long.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was great. But I remember my car broke down, and there was something. It was a battery issue, and I had to drive overnight from here to Texarkana to be part of a songwriting.
I remember that. And then
day.
didn't you lose your voice too that weekend?
Oh yeah.
You had to keep your car on the whole time from
Yeah,
this
turn it off.
driveway to Texarkana,
Yeah.
and then you like come down with like laryngitis or something, and didn't you still win something?
Yeah, and they were nice about that. I remember I walked in and I changed in the parking lot. I walked in and they handed me a hot toddy, and it was like, all right,
Yeah.
came on, you know. But that had gone on for there was like 6 of them in a series. But my point about that is that then I was kind of like stranded,
Yeah.
and Jamie was kind enough to finance me a van.
Yeah.
And given my credit then, I mean, he was probably foolish, but I mean, it was my joy to make right on it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have been able to tour for the next 3 years if it weren't for Jamie Minton. I don't know if I should say that on the internet, but I'm very glad for that.
I'm sure that he did that because he loves you and he knew that he's seen something in you that everybody else needed to see. So.
Well, it changed my world for sure.
Yeah. Well, before you come, I told you that I wanted you to play my grandpa's guitar.
Sure.
And like, is there something you want to play? Do you want to play the folks one of your songs and let them know who Kayla Ray is? Or, you know, whatever you want to do. Would you like to play us one?
Sure.
Okay. Is that rocker going to work, or you need another chair?
Oh, no, I can manage.
Okay.
I try not to beat it up.
All right. Well, I'm going to go get something to drink, and you play the folks a good song.
Okay.
All right.
I want to play something that's sort of new. This song is in defense of the good guy. I think women in country music right now predominantly are singing about bashing in headlights and being ugly to people, and I have been done wrong by plenty, but I just I think that the good guy doesn't get his due, and I miss the days of things like Tammy Wynette saying woman to woman and heart to heart. These are the things you ought to do, or like Kenny Tucker had that song "Love's the Answer," you know. And the whole premise is if you think it's hard and stay in time to hold your man like I've been holding mine, is just to love him, you know. So this is my attempt at that. It's called "The Least You Can Do." Every single breath he draws, you take for granted. With unkindness, don't waste his time. And touch him with an ache that feels like grief. It's the least you can do.
I like that. I like that.
Thank
Always loved to see a good guitar player play my grandpa's guitar.
Well, I'm aspiring to be a good guitar player, but it's a beautiful instrument.
It sounds wonderful when somebody, I love a good slow country song and just you hear every note.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's 3 chords in the truth. You know, that's that's what I grew up on. So,
Me too.
who was your biggest music influences growing up?
Well, with my grandparents, it was, I mean, God love them, but they were kind of square, you know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like 1973 and before, we didn't listen to it. But even with that, there were some things that were more risque. But my first favorite as a kid was Tanya Tucker, you know? Because she was the things that were presented to me were, it was a young girl singing songs about real things, and that's what I wanted to be, you know?
She's got a new series on Netflix or something. Have you seen that?
Is it it's the Return of Tanya Tucker?
Something like that.
I
haven't dug into that.
I went on a weird rabbit hole driving somewhere the other day, and I watched quite a few of those things. But I love Tanya Tucker and Tammy Wynette and Patsy Cline and George Jones. And my grandmother's favorite was Hank Thompson, so we listened to a lot of that. And of course, Loretta Lynn was huge. I mean, I learned my first chords watching that Coal Miner Starter movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What song was that?
Well, I set out to learn any of them I could, but some of those older songs from that soundtrack, Have I Told You Lately That I Love You was probably first, but In the Pines followed not long after that.
That song means a lot to me because when I was like 10 years old and he bought that, like that was his baby, you know, it's like his new car, so you know he's sat on his bed playing it, and it was In the Pines, and I'd be like, one more time, Papa, you know, and that song is always, it's good and bad. It depends on what state I'm in. Like right now I'm good, so hearing it would make me remember him, but like if I was depressed or something, like it takes me to a place, and that's what I love about especially country music, is that it takes you to a place, like that's why so many people spend $300 to see their favorite. For a couple hours, they get to be somewhere else.
Sure, that's been the joy of country music, and the sorrow often too. It's a reprieve from your day to day, and I mean, if you set out to write songs, that's part of your responsibility.
Do you look back 7 to 10 years ago and be like, listening to your songs now, are you like, man, is there something I could tell that girl 7 to 10 years ago?
I mean, there's plenty, but in the same breath, there are all lessons that my stubborn ass had to learn.
Right.
If I didn't mess it up then, I would have messed it up now.
Right.
And I feel like, and I'm sure that I will continue to mess things up, but I've worked, not that I have much solid ground, but I feel like I have more than I've ever had right now, but it's been hard earned, and without going out and being the hellion I have been, you know, and will continue to be.
Have you ever, I know Travis Meadows is a friend of mine, and he used to say that he always had this fear that one day he would show up and nobody else would.
Sure, that happened to me not long ago.
Really?
It did happen to me.
How was that? Did you still play?
No, because I wanted to. I would have. Oh, that was such a wild thing.
Yeah.
I went up.
You want to talk about it?
Sure, if you
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I played, I was in did this run in early spring through Minnesota and Wisconsin and northern Iowa and places I just don't go often. And I'm not disillusioned enough to think that those people should know who I am, so I fully expect taking hits. But I had played in this region before, and people bought tickets.
Where was it at?
This one was in
Decatur, Alabama.
No.
It wasn't Decatur?
No.
You always
it
have a
was
good show in there.
It was in Iowa.
That is right.
I don't know how you pronounce it. D-U-B-U-Q-U-E or something.
Yeah, I have no idea where.
Not far from Davenport. Maybe it was in Davenport. Anyway, they're kind of sister cities. And the venues were owned by two separate people, and at the other venue I had a great turnout.
Right.
But I was trying to be really frugal, you know, because I was not making exceptional amounts of money, and I had not been in this region long. And it was springtime, and I had my van set up to camp. So my dog and I were living at this campground for 5 days, you know, and I go and just looking like I showered in a locker room, and I show up and nobody came.
Nobody came. So what did they say? How did that go?
The venue owner, I never met the owner. The manager, he like misspelled my name on like the one marketing attempt they had done, and
Okay.
he was very like.
So nobody knew who Kayla Ray was or something?
Yeah, which is fine, but he was a little bit like snotty about it, but I can't blame him because nobody showed up. But
Right.
Anyway.
So so when you got back to the campground, did something magical happen? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it did.
No, stop.
No, I swear.
Was it a KOA?
No, it was not.
Okay.
But I did say one of those.
Okay.
This place was awesome. It was in like just this bowl of a place. And the first day I got there, this guy Revy came up in his gator.
I think I've heard about him.
He's awesome. They're gonna start doing shows there now, but he used to be a promoter for a bike rally on the way to Sturgis.
Okay.
And so he knew how the business went, and he was awesome. So I stayed up the other 3 nights I'd been there getting drunk with them, listening to country music, and it was so great. And so they were all so, like, they were just waiting out and walked out of the campground, showered in my pantyhose, and went to my show, and they couldn't wait to hear how it went, and I had to tell them the truth, you know? And so he said, no, that's bullshit. He said, tomorrow night, we're going to have a show right here. And if anybody comes more than 200 miles, their first beer's on me. And like 4 people came over 200 miles that were coming to the next show the next night. So it was
So it all worked out.
Oh, it was beautiful.
It is humbling and a wonderful, wonderful campground experience. I've had some of my best times in Talladega, Alabama.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I've never been to Iowa.
Yeah.
Is that where it was?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it was Davenport.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been there, but from what you say, I would love to go.
The people are incredible in the Midwest. I mean, I've been so lucky, but they,
So they threw a show on for you.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
They had these old cans that were like just analog and warm, and they looked like I was on Price is Right, and it was so cool. And
oh my goodness.
I loved all the people there. I hope to, actually, if I go back, I will play there instead of playing the venue, you know?
Yeah.
So it was.
I love hearing stories like that.
And my ego probably needed it a little bit. It's easy to get so caught up, like, I'm not on this run, I got 14 shows, whatever. It gave me there's still reason to be hungry.
That's
and,
right.
You know, not that I'd forgotten that, but I don't ever want to get too far away from it.
Yeah.
You know, because my purpose is not commerce.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of hungry, I think my mom's got you some dinner inside.
Okay, let's do it.
You want to play something? You know,
Sure.
What about, you said In the Pines earlier?
Yeah.
Like, that would be cool if you played that on my grandpa's guitar.
Yeah.
And I'll just go out and I'm gonna run in here and make my plate, and we'll help get everything ready. And when you get done, you can just leave the guitar there and come out the door and turn the lights out, and we'll see you inside for dinner. All right?
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
One more time, Papa. We're gonna hear Kayla Ray with In the Pines.
It's been a while since I played this song. We'll see what verses I can remember. And the thing about this song too, you know, it has so many verses that have been handed down. There's so many different versions, so forgive me if it's not the right one. In the pines where the sun never shines, they shiver when the cold went on. The longest train that I ever saw was on that Georgia line. In
has lots of memories for me too.